PTSD, it might seem like a newer disease, and certainly we are talking more often about it.
But it's been around for decades. It was known as shell shock or battle fatigue before. It affects veterans of all ages in the United States. Up to 20% of veterans who served in Iraq and Afghanistan have PTSD. And 30% of Vietnam veterans will experience PTSD at some point in their lives.
ABC 10's Gabrielle Carroll shares the story of one Vietnam vet.
For most young men, we still need that affirmation from dear old dad.
Chris Lambert's father was a drill instructor in the Marine Corps. As soon as Chris was old enough, he enlisted.
Just turned 18. In fact, I had my 18th birthday in boot camp. This is the same kid. I'm still 18. I've already received my third Purple Heart. I'm on my way to Japan.
Chris says the realities of war turned him from a smiling baseball player into a man who would struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder for decades.
There was 51 of us on that bridge that night, and 29 died.
Chris says PTSD wreaked havoc on his life.
Alcoholism, drug addiction, marriage, rage, violence.
But he didn't seek help until he retired.
I no longer had the ability to hide from the carnage of Vietnam.
Because you weren't working anymore?
I wasn't working anymore.
Now Chris serves as a volunteer chaplain at the Sacramento VA. He works to connect veterans struggling with PTSD to resources like therapy dog programs and seeks to let veterans know they're not alone.
One of the reasons I'm so active and so into volunteering for the people that I help is that, I can't bring them back, but we can sure help a lot now.
Chris is doing such amazing work, and we've been talking about the Honor Group quite a bit recently. The group pairs veterans suffering from PTSD with trained therapy dogs, and what Chris said is that these dogs reach veterans that no one else can reach, that therapists can't reach, and just creates amazing success stories for these veterans. And we are helping them right now raise money for that organization.
Wow. Well, I mean, what the work he's doing as well, just getting those veterans to reach out, because there are new treatments, there are things available for veterans suffering from PTSD. They just have to reach out.
And he said so much of it is just sitting together and sharing the stories. He said that so many of them experience horrors in war, and they didn't feel like they could talk about it. They felt that the terror they experienced made them weak as men. And obviously women today serving are also suffering from PTSD, but coming together and just sharing the stories and letting them know that they're not alone, that other people are in the same boat, even that is really a great first step.
Well, he himself is in that boat. I mean, he didn't learn this in the classroom. He lived it. He suffered through it. I mean, when you're 18 and you get 3 Purple Hearts and you lose half your comrades on a mission one night.
It was such a privilege to sit with him and hear his story, and seeing how it affects him to this day. It was hard.
And it's our privilege to be involved with the Honor Group and try to get dogs to help more of these veterans.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Gabrielle.